Ruslan.
Michael Todd's Easter service. You would be shocked how many people, not asked, but demanded me to react to this video. Something I've never said on this channel is how I actually come up with these videos, and it's driven by you, believe it or not. You guys send me DMs, request on the Discord, request in a comment section. And there was someone that I woke up to a comment this morning that said, I can't believe you haven't spoke about this Mike Todd Easter service. How dare you? Now, the tricky part is the service has been unlisted. So we had it for a while, and then all of a sudden it got completely privated. And I got a Bible verse at the end of this video and a shout out at the end of this video. So make sure you watch till the end. This entire debacle is really interesting. Now, did I watch the whole thing? No, I didn't watch the whole thing. Did I see all the clips and all the outrage? Yes, I saw all the clips and all the outrage. Countless videos. My guy KD did a video. There's some frustration here. Now, it seems like they did kind of like a modern transliteration of, I guess, the gospel story. And it ended with a woman getting crucified, white girls talking about how they don't got no booty to be twerking. And Mike Todd basically saying, hey, how far can we push the line without sinning? How edgy can you get? That was the gist of it. Now, here is the thing. This is my theory. It's going to be a crazy theory, okay? And some of you guys are not going to like me. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody's going to like me at the end of this video. I think everybody's going to be upset by this video. But before I give you guys my theory, I got to let you know something.
Hey, you want to see something crazy? Over 51% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. And the ones that are subscribed, only 10% have their bell notification on. So do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so you don't miss anything we have going here. All right?
I think at this point, Mike Todd and Transformation Church know exactly what they're doing. I think that they understand that there's no such thing as bad press. That the more we talk about it, the more this gets pushed up the zeitgeist, the consciousness of Christianity on YouTube. And the more we talk about it, the more it promotes Transformation Church indirectly. And the more he gets to frame himself as, guys, I'm not the religious one. Your butt cheeks are all squeezed when I'm talking about this stuff, but I'm not the religious one. And anyone that disagrees with him, well, by proxy, is then the hypercritical, religious, so on and so forth. And anyone that gives him any sort of leeway, as I've tried to just honestly give him a fake shake, and I actually DM'd him again this morning about having a conversation, is deemed as someone that's a Mike Todd apologist. That if I'm trying to understand his perspective, I'm all of a sudden an apologist for Mike Todd. So it positions many folks to be at a lose-lose, because even if we're critical of Transformation Church, we look like haters. And if we say nothing, well, then Mike Todd doesn't get what he wants. And so this is my theory. My theory is that Mike Todd almost has a symbiotic relationship of sorts with the Christian YouTube outrage machine, if you will. He does something polarizing, we get upset, we react to it, he gets more views, gets more attention, indirect more brand recognition, we make some AdSense, he gets some more eyeballs. It's a win-win situation at this point. I'm not even mad. If he keeps doing this and we keep reacting, and I think he's in on it at this point. Like, I think he knows that if I do this and we play these things, there's going to be a certain percentage of outrage on the internet, and it's ultimately going to boost everything up the algorithm. And so we have a working relationship. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Mike Todd could be one of our Patreons. The amount of AdSense he's contributed to this channel, I mean, I don't know. Listen, it's almost like Mike Todd has a relationship with Christian YouTubers the way Donald Trump had a relationship with the liberal media. It's almost like Mike Todd, and I hate to do the appeal to motive fallacy, because this is my assumption. I don't know. His heart could be in the right place. Listen, I don't know, okay? It's almost like Mike Todd is like the Tekashi 6ix9ine of Christianity. Like he does just enough to poke us and make everyone upset and lose their mind and be outraged, but no one's really that upset. It's all, at the end of the day, We know what this is. He knows what it is. We're all in on it together. I'm not upset about it. I don't know why you guys are upset about it. After this many years, now everyone's outraged. Now everyone is upset. Really. Now, let's talk about some positives. The production was high quality. You cannot deny that. It was a great production. I didn't watch all of it, but I don't have time to watch an hour and a half or 3 hour stream of another church on Easter. So I'm trying to spend time with my family. So I didn't watch all of it. The clips I saw, I said, man, these are really high production. This joint looked like the Grammys. This is well done, right? From an execution standpoint. I think that's commendable that they want to drive Christian entertainment, Christian media in the quality aspect, especially when there's so much trash Christian media out there, and they're wanting to be cutting edge, they're wanting to be progressive, they want to be edgy, so on and so forth. The second part, in which people have a reasonable question of, well, is this appropriate on a Sunday morning? Is this appropriate on Easter Sunday? Is taking some embellishments and adding some sauce to the resurrection story appropriate? I think that's a thing we can debate, we can discuss. I don't think Mike Todd is wanting to discuss this. I don't think he cares what anyone thinks in terms of this stuff and where the line is, but that's fine, right? He's doing what he needs to do to get the attention and the eyeballs and ultimately promote what they're doing. And I think that's very studious and intentional and smart of him. And I think the more that Christian YouTubers are playing into it, we are also the Mike Todd street team. Okay? And so I'm kind of over talking about this. I'm kind of over talking about this entire thing. Let me give you guys the Bible verse. This is just my thought on terms of, I think, where Gen Z is. This is my opinion. I think millennials, my generation, we like the hype and the gloss. We like the big production. We like the big boom. We like the screen. We like the celebrity pastor. Right? I'm not saying I say we. We are a bit more impressed with these things. Here's my thing. I believe that Gen Z, the Zoomers, actually aren't into all of this flash and gloss. I don't think that they're that interested. I think they're the most over-marketed to generation ever, okay? And I think they're over it. And I think, this is my prediction, I feel like this is going to go back to what we see Paul writing in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, where he says, and when I came to you, brothers and sisters, I did not come proclaiming to you testimony of God with lofty speech or wisdom, for I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and much trembling, and my speech and my message were not in plausible words of wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and power. Okay? And that your faith might not rest in wisdom of man, but in the power of God. That our faith may not rest in flashy productions, over-the-top theatrics, flamethrowers, so on and so forth, but that it may land and rest in the power of God and the power of the gospel, which is, if you didn't know, that Jesus lived the life that me and you couldn't live, that he died the death that you and me should have died on the cross in our place, and then rose 3 days later. He died for our sins, and then he rose, and in him rising, he created a pathway for us to experience God and experience a piece of the kingdom of heaven on this side of eternity, while we get to spend eternity with God in paradise. That's the good news, okay? And that is the power of God. It is that simple. And now, before we go, I gotta send a shout out to someone that was a part of the production that was on the channel recently, which is my buddy, Paris Chariz, who did a great job. And I mean, you can't deny how amazing these photos look. Like, this is nuts. They got the flamethrowers in the background, okay? The fire. I mean, look at that. That looks like the Grammys, okay? And if you guys didn't know, we had Paris Chariz on the channel recently, and he's been at Transformation since day one, and he opens up about some of the good things and some of the challenges he's had. And we'll have that video over here. If you want to hear me speak to a member from Transformation, we'll have that over here. And I hope to speak someday to Mike Todd and not just about Mike Todd. But in the meantime, and in between time, I think he knows what we got going here. I think he's quite all right with it, okay? And if you want to go the extra mile, partner with what we're doing here for as little as $5 a month, we'll have that linked over here. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.